FC Dallas heads back out on the road this weekend to take on Vancouver Whitecaps FC. Can David Teixeira carry over his momentum from his big game against Seattle? And can the team seize its first opportunity to clinch a playoff spot? We'll discuss that and more in this week's Keys to the Match, driven by Toyota. David Teixeira came up big with 2 goals against Seattle last week. But now the question is, can the young forward keep up the good work in Vancouver this weekend?
Right, I think we're also pleased seeing him back in the starting lineup, and what a masterstroke it was by Oscar Pareja, giving him his first start since May. Of course, like you said, he scored 2 goals, and he really adds another dimension to the FC Dallas attack. You knew a striker of his pedigree would come through eventually, and he really exploits the space made by Blas Perez's runs, as we saw in that second goal against Seattle.
Now, another player who had a big 2-goal performance last week was Pedro Morales, captain of Vancouver Whitecaps FC.
Yeah, and I think anyone who watched FCD's game in Vancouver earlier this year knows just how dangerous Morales is. He had 12 shots in that game, and like you said, he had both goals in their win over RSL last weekend. He's Vancouver's best player. He's one of 4 players in the league with double-digit goals and assists, and much like when you play Seattle and need to stop Obafemi Martins and Clint Dempsey, when you play Vancouver, stopping Pedro Morales goes a long way.
This game represents FCD's first chance to clinch a spot in the 2014 MLS Cup playoffs. With 4 games left in the season, that doesn't make this match a must-win, but it'd certainly be nice to get that out of the way.
For sure, and while Dallas looks like a lock to make the playoffs, you always want to get that monkey off your back and get the X next to your name that means you're in the playoffs, which would be FCD's first appearance since 2011. I think a win against Vancouver would also be a nice psychological boost for FC Dallas, as the Whitecaps are a team that FCD could play in the playoffs. And with a win, FC Dallas will lock down 4th place, which would mean a home playoff game at Toyota Stadium to look forward to at the end of the month.
Be sure to visit fcdallas.com/pubs for a full list of pub partners that will be showing Saturday night's game. The match kicks off at 6 p.m. and will be broadcast in high definition locally on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel 323. For the English radio call, be sure to tune in to the Word 100.7 FM with Steve Davis. And for our Spanish listeners, catch the game on 1270 AM La Voz del Pueblo with your host Carlos Alvarado. Well, that does it for us this week. For the Keys to the Match driven by Toyota, I'm Scott Brown.
And I'm Daniel Robertson. We'll see you next time.